Hi, friends. I'm Christiana Gaudet. I am live on my YouTube channel. It's time for Global Tarot Circle. Global Tarot Circle has been meeting, no joke, since like 2012. We started out meeting on WebEx, and then we moved to Facebook Live, and now we're here on YouTube, where it's the best. And I'm so happy to see all of you. And we're going to start right out by welcoming a brand new member. Jenny Rayner, I'm talking to you. You are a new member at the stars level, and I so appreciate that. We all do. So applause for you and applause for all of our members. And you can recognize the members because you can see their names in green with a little sun after them. The sun changes color over time as more and more months go by. So you can see some suns are yellow and purple, some suns are just yellow. After we get a few months in, they're going to start changing color big time. It's fun, right? So thank you so much for joining today, Jenny. And thank you to everyone who is a member, and thank you to everyone who is here today. I appreciate you. If you're a subscriber, if you're here for the first time, if you're a member, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it if you like this video. And if you're not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing. We do a lot of fun things on this channel. One of the things we do is at least 5 times a month, we have classes and meetups. And generally speaking, about 4 times a week, I do live reading stuff. Now, this week, I'll tell you right now, this week is going to be different because I'm going to Tampa, where, I thought it would be a post-COVID society, but it's really not a post-COVID society. But it is a lots of people have vaccination society. And so I'm traveling again, and I will be in the Tampa Bay area Friday through Sunday. I'll be seeing a lot of you in person, and I'm really looking forward to that. But my schedule is so tightly packed that my normal broadcasts, the Friday weekly wrap-up, the Saturday psychic sampler, and Monday's 3-card weekly reading are not going to happen at their normal time. You'll see me pop up from time to time. I do apologize for this, but it's unavoidable for this week. So I want to gratefully acknowledge a super chat from Clumsy Clairvoyance. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. So let me say hi to all of you. And Clumsy Clairvoyance has, it's a super sticker with a really cute little fox saying, "How's it going?" It's going great. It's going especially good because you're here. All right. And for you members, you will notice when you come to the channel, there's a whole playlist, and you should see it right in the front. There's a whole playlist of 4 members only. Some videos are for everybody. Some are just for the stars and the suns. But there's a bunch of them and more coming, along with other great perks over the next few months. So thank you so much. All right, so what are we going to do for the next hour? We are going to spend the first half hour doing readings for each other. This is a great time to get a reading. It's also a great time to get some reading practice. Hey, Smile Soul 20, so great to see you. Thanks for being a member. You're at work. So I know you have your first tarot deck, but I also know since you are at work, you are excused from having to do readings tonight. However, we're going to get you there with that deck one of these days. All right. So here's how it works. First of all, to start, tell us where in the world you are and what deck you are using tonight. I am in Palm City, Florida, and tonight I'm back to basics tonight. I'm using the Smith-Waite Centennial Edition deck, the one that comes in the cute little tin. I have gone through more of these than I can count. I wear them out. I keep them to lend to students or give to people who need decks or whatever. But I open a new tin of these like as often as you might open a new tin of cookies. I swear to goodness. So that's what I'm using tonight. Where in the world are you and what deck are you using? Go ahead and let us know. So, Von Ray is in Pembroke Pines using the Witches Tarot. Melanie is in Chicago using Pagan Cats Mini, the Los Scarabeo deck. So nice to see both of you, and both of you are members. Samantha's in Sarasota using the basic Rider-Waite deck. Can't go wrong with that. Kim Morse, one of our members in Port Richey, Florida, using Light Seers. I love Light Seers. I absolutely do. So, Betty, one of our members, is in West Virginia using Gilded Royale. Horse Van Dunn, also a member, using the Radiant Rider-Waite in New Mexico. Santiago is in El Salvador using the Rider-Waite Smith. Yolanda's in Florida, not sure, but thinks it's a Rider-Waite deck. Chriswell in Deerfield Beach, Florida, using a Tor Tarot. Clumsy Clairvoyance, thank you for being a member and for your super sticker. In the high desert of California using, is it the Ostara Tarot? Good Journeys Tarot, so nice to see you outside Atlanta, Georgia, using Reels Art Only RWS. Jenny Rayner, our new member, using the Charmin Caselli Tarot deck in Palm Desert, California. Dave Victor in Deerfield Beach using the Rider-Waite Smith, my classic deck. Not my venerable old original deck from the 70s. That's for keyword. Got it. It's your class deck, the deck you use for class. I get it. Libra Girl, you're in Morocco. So cool. Using Marcellia deck. Disco Bunny, who is Kristen in Connecticut, using Golden Girls, and Cousin Lisa is there using Dark Mansion Tarot. So very cool. So, here's what we do. Keep introducing yourself if you haven't already. But in the first half of our time together, we read for each other. Whether or not you're doing readings with us tonight, whether or not you have a deck with you, you're allowed to ask a question. Go ahead and give us a burning question, something that you'd like to ask a room full of tarot readers. What's going to happen is I will do the reading with one card. Anyone else who would like to do the same reading will put the name of the person they're reading for, the card they pulled, just one card, and their interpretation, their answer to the question. So if you ask a question, be prepared to not only hear what I say, but to go through the comments and see what everybody says and put it together to get a full reading. We call this Global Tarot Circle. We really are all over the globe. And it's really interesting to see how it works out. Do our cards all work together to make sense? Do we get different impressions? How does it all work? And if you've been with us before and you've had us read for you before, we'd love to hear your feedback. How did it go? We'd love to know. Was the reading helpful? Did it make sense? So at this time, the floor is still open for you to tell us where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. And the floor is open for your questions. Jake 5345, that's Robin. So nice to see you. Claire C, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member of this channel. So nice to see all of you here. Again, Lori Hahn, nice to see you. Kim Morse, looking forward to seeing you in person in just a few days. Scorpio means Moon Spirit, so nice to see you. So nice to see all of you. And we have a new member. Hang on, I can do real applause. How's that? Jenna, thank you for becoming a member at the ACES level. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. All right, so the questions are coming in. I take them in the order that I see them. There are many perks to being a member, but being a member does not get you priority in the line. I apologize for that, but I appreciate everyone here, and I really prefer to do the questions or the comments in the order that I see them. Members, thank you so much for your support, and I hope you understand my decision to do that. I do want to honor everyone who is here. All right. And Moonlight Tarot from France using the Raphaelite Tarot deck. Very good. Okay. So, looking for that first question. Woohoo! I think it's Von Ray. All right, if you would like to do this reading at Von Ray, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, I will be self-publishing my first book in August. Yeah, that's excellent. How will it go? 9 of Wands reversed. So my thought is there may be some parts of this that you don't know yet, or some things that may cause delay. This is going to take some patience. It's going to be harder than you think, and you may feel a little beat up at the end of it. Nonetheless, keep going, be patient, and allow people to help you. If you need people to help you, let people help you. Okay, if you'd like to do that reading at Von Ray, the name of the card you got, your interpretation, let's see what comes up for other people. Okay, Moonlight Tarot. I want to know prediction for my nose job surgery. So I assume the question is, are you going to be happy with it? Will it go well? If you would like to do this reading at Moonlight Tarot, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, how will it go? 2 of Cups. I think you're going to be happy with it. I think it's going to be good and safe, and the doctor's going to be good, and you're going to really like the outcome and feel good about it. So, very good. If you'd like to do that reading again at Moonlight Tarot, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. So, for you who are readers, this is a great exercise in speed reading. And obviously, I can speak more quickly than you can type. And so if you want to do every other one, if you just want to do the ones you feel called to, that's perfectly okay. If you want to try to keep up and do them all, that's great too. It is good practice and it's a lot of fun. So definitely participate by doing readings. All right, next up is Libra Girl. What will be the outcome of my relationship? Me and my Aquarius, we are in separation. So where do we see that going? If you would like to do this reading at Libra Girl, the name of the card that you get and your interpretation, 5 of Cups. I think separation may continue. You may find that this relationship is not one that will continue, and the separation will continue. And I think there needs to be a time at which you sort of say, okay, we may still have love here. We may still have something, but this may not be something workable. That's probably not what you wanted to hear. See what the other people have to say. Okay, let's see. Okay. Next up, we have Kim Morse. My lease is up in August. Should I stay or should I go? If you'd like to do this reading at Kim Morse, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, 10 of Swords reversed. Whichever option fills you with the least dread and upset is the one that you should choose. If you're comfortable staying, by all means stay. You know, it's like, which feels worse, committing to another year where you are or having to pack up all your stuff and find something else? Do the thing that doesn't feel worse. Okay, if you'd like to do that reading at Kim Morse, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Oh, and Claire C., one of our members, is here in Port Charlotte with Ethereal Tarot. That is such a great deck. Oh, it's not Jenna. So, Yolanda, are you also Jenna? Oh, that's your last name. I see it. Okay, so that's really you. So you're logged in twice, I think is what's going on, Yolanda. So thank you so much, Yolanda, who shows up as Jenna, who is a black cat, for being a member. We really appreciate it. All right. Clumsy Clairvoyance, here's the question. What are some of my strengths I can use to my advantage as a reader? What a great question. And that's, you want to write that question down and use it yourself at any point. It's a great one. If you'd like to do this reading at Clumsy Clairvoyance, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, 6 of Swords. Your ability to bring logic to a situation. And that's the thing. I feel like, we are spiritual, we are intuitive, and sometimes we have to take great leaps of logic because we'll see something that doesn't make sense to us, doesn't feel logical to us, but it makes complete sense to the person we're reading for. On the other hand, logic is an important skill of a reader. The other thing here is about the ability to keep your emotions out of it. To let go in the reading, to take your emotions, your issues, all of that, and put it to the side. All right, if you'd like to do that reading, at Clumsy Clairvoyance, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And once again, Yolanda, thank you so much for becoming a member. Okay, Chriswell, burning question. I'm going crypto. I've decided to accept Bitcoin for my readings, $10 normally or $9 in Bitcoin. Is this a good idea? If you would like to do this reading, at Chriswell265, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What do you think? Is this a good idea? Knight of Cups, I think it's a great idea. I think it's going to help attract people. I think it's smart. I absolutely love it. Yeah, and I think it's going to give you the opportunity to read for more people, which is what you really want. And Yolanda. Oh, and Chriswell, if you want to do the reading for Chriswell, at Chriswell265, name of the card you got, your interpretation. On to Yolanda, a new member. If you would like to do this reading, at Yolanda Pawelski, did I pronounce that close? Pawelski, maybe? I apologize. At Yolanda, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Is anything significant going to happen when I go to Pennsylvania next week? I'm flying out on Friday. Judgment. You will be able to get closure to something you need to get closure to. Anyone else want to do that reading? At Yolanda, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay, and remember, if you're doing readings, the name of the person, the card you got, and your interpretation. And I see people doing readings. Thank you so much for participating in this process. It's a lot of fun, and it's the most fun when you participate. Okay. A lot of great readings happening here. So again, the name of the person, the name of the card, and your interpretation. Okay, looking for the next question. Looking for the next question here. Hey, Style and Chica, nice to see you. Will my next job role be one I choose or one that the universe pops up and I never dreamt of? Let's take a look. If you'd like to do this reading, at Style and Chica, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Magician reversed. I think it may be one that just pops up from the universe. Seriously, be open to it. If you'd like to do this reading, at Style and Chica, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay. Lots of great readings happening here. Thank you so much. And remember, if you ask a question, make sure you look through to get the rest of your reading and see how it all goes together. Okay. And the floor is open for questions. Do you have a burning question? What can we discover for you here today? Go ahead and get your question in. And Jenny Rayner, thank you for becoming a member today. Will I be successful on setting boundaries with my jobs and be able to have more balance between work and life this summer? Man, if you can figure out how to do that and put it in a bottle, you'll become a millionaire. Let's see what we see. Okay. If you'd like to do this reading, at Jenny Rayner, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Seven of Pentacles looks like a lot of work to me. I would say if it is really your goal to set these boundaries, you need to look at whether it's realistic. Is your work going to allow this? Can you? And if so, how? It's really easy to say, well, I'm going to set these boundaries, but it's much harder to actually make it happen. So I feel like there's more steps you need to do to make this happen. Okay, if you would like to do that reading, at Jenny Rayner, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Oh, Samantha, I missed you. I am so sorry. Yeah, go ahead and reiterate, and I'll get right to it. Anyone else, if I accidentally skip you, I am so sorry. Please reiterate for me. Okay. Should scroll back and see if I missed any other ones. And thank you all so much for being here and for participating. Please make sure you like this video, and if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. I got you, Samantha. I got you. Is organization in my near future? I am wondering if my scatterbrain will ever slow down so I can become more organized. If you would like to do this reading, at Samantha79, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. King of Wands reversed. I don't know that it's your scatterbrain as much as it is your situation. I would say don't be so hard on yourself. As your situation changes, things will get better. If you would like to do this reading, at Samantha79, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And again, Samantha, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person this weekend. And please forgive me for not seeing you the first time. And if I've missed anybody else, do as Samantha did and let me know. Okay, and the floor is open for questions. Sarah, I skipped you too. Man, I'm not doing well tonight, am I? I am so sorry. Sarah's a member of our channel. We absolutely appreciate her. I want to know if I should set more strict rules for myself or if I should be more flexible and forgiving. What a great question. And thank you for reiterating. And again, I apologize. And if I skipped anyone else, again, I am so sorry. Please do reiterate and let me know, and don't take it personally, please. Okay, if you'd like to do this reading, at Sarah, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Moon. I had a very wise person say something to me once, and I'm reminded of this. And this is actually going out not only to Sarah, but also to Samantha, because it's a similar question in a way. I was complaining to someone about how I'm disorganized, how I'm kind of all over the place. And she said, yes, and you're wonderfully creative. When I look at the moon here, Sarah, I feel like the moon is reminding you how psychic you are, how creative you are, how connected to spirit you are. And sometimes it's really hard to be all of those things and also have all of your other stuff together, because this takes a lot. And so as long as you are doing what you need to do spiritually and creatively, you can be forgiving about the rest. Okay, if you'd like to do that reading for Sarah, at Sarah, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And we just got a super chat. Thank you so much from Chriswell. We really appreciate it. Excuse me. Okay. And again, if I happen to skip you, I am so sorry. I'm trying to keep up with everything. And things get lost in the shuffle, and I apologize, but that just means we're moving fast and having fun. So please do reiterate. And Samantha, happy birthday. Happy birthday to Samantha, who had a birthday yesterday. All right. Let's see who's next. Okay, Santiago. How can I attract the best love partner? Yes, I missed your question too, didn't I? How many people did I miss? Oh my gosh, I'm really embarrassed. I'm usually better than this. But, what can I say? You know what I can say? Here's my excuse. I have, in addition to doing a bunch of readings, which is awesome, and also getting ready to go to Tampa, I have been working so hard on the StarCon website, getting that ready to start selling tickets for StarCon, January 21 through 23rd. So there's my excuse. Is that a reasonable excuse? No, I probably am just scrolling badly. There's probably no excuse at all. Okay, I apologize. Santiago. If you'd like to do this reading, at Santiago Espinoza, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. How can I attract the best love partner? 6 of Pentacles reversed. You know, this is not like an obvious answer to that question, is it? So where would I go with this? I feel like what you have to do is be careful about attracting the wrong partner. The best way to find the right partner is don't spend time with the wrong partner. Be very careful. Be willing to be single rather than let someone wrong come in. Keep space to allow that right person to come in. Okay, Nizreen, whose YouTube handle is unpronounceable by me who does not speak that language, and I apologize. Thank you for letting us know your name. It's Nizreen, Nisrine. I hope I pronounced that correctly. What can you expect in your love life? You're going through a breakup right now. If you'd like to do this reading, at Nizreen, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what can we expect? Okay, do not expect, Magician reversed. Second time this card's come up today. Do not expect reconciliation. And as you look at this, see what you can learn from it. What can you learn from this breakup? What you can learn from this breakup will help you in your love life going forward. And I'm so sorry you're going through this. I am sure it's painful. But learn what you have to learn and do not try for reconciliation. Do not even try for communication there. Okay. Hey, Claire C. Thank you so much for being a member here. Here's your question. If you'd like to do this reading, at Claire C., the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Should I get my eye surgery in July? 4 of Wands reversed. Does that fit in okay with everybody's schedule? If it does, I would say yes. It doesn't feel like it's urgent that you get it right away, and it feels like you want it to fit in with the family schedule the best way possible. So if it does, then yes. If you'd like to do that reading, at Claire C., the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay, here we go. White Magic Witch. Is going back to my ex a good idea? If you'd like to do this reading, at White Magic Witch, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Empress. You know, it feels like, there is certainly some love here, and there is certainly some connection, and certainly some sense of family. But I feel like you want to be careful to make sure that if you do, that you're really going to get what you need, that it's going to be mutual, reciprocal, that it's not just going to be you doing for the other person. So I think you need to be careful there and consider. If you'd like to do that reading, at White Magic Witch. Okay. Oh, I skipped you as well, Claire. I'm sorry, but we got to you. Thank you for reiterating. And thank you everyone for doing readings. Really appreciate it. Hey, Pamela, nice to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Okay. Is now the right time for me to sign up for a Lenormand course? If you'd like to do this reading, at Pamela Thies, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, let's use tarot to see if it's time for Pamela to study Lenormand. That's fun, right? The Empress again, and I shuffled. Yes, ma'am. You go for it. You do it. You do it. You do it. Okay, who else did I miss? Let's see. Betty Flesher, so nice to see you here. Thanks for being a member. What can I do to get out of this yucky funk I'm in lately? Well, first of all, I am so sorry you're in a yucky funk. And let's see what we got. If you'd like to do this reading, at Betty Flesher, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Knight of Swords reversed. It's all in what you're telling yourself. And honestly, I feel like you need to change your routine. Do something different. Get out of your routine. Read something new. Talk to someone new. Go outside. Go for a walk to get a breath of fresh air. Do different things inside and out. And I think that will help. Okay. Lots of great readings happening here. Thank you all so very much. Oh, Pamela, so sorry to see that there have been tough times. And thank you, everyone, for doing some great readings. Okay, from my perspective, I have answered every question I've seen. If I have skipped you, mea culpa, so much apology, please reiterate. If you're still doing readings, please continue to do readings. If you haven't asked a question yet and you want to, by all means do so. But now we're going to also open the floor, and we'll be closing the floor to reading shortly. We are opening the floor now to tarot discussion. Here we go. Another question for Irene Galembo. So nice to see you. My question is about a job offer. Will I receive a job offer soon? If you'd like to do this reading, at Irene Galembo, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Emperor, yes ma'am, you will, and it will be a good job. A good offer for a good job. All right. So the floor is still open for questions and will be just for the next few minutes. The floor is now open for questions about tarot. And I didn't collect from you any particular questions or topics for today. So we are wide open. What do you want to know about tarot? Moonlight Tarot. No, you don't need to read for me. That's really sweet though. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's totally sweet. Very kind. Well, that would be a fun exercise, wouldn't it? But, oh, man, I don't know if I could handle it. What questions do you have about tarot? Is there a particular card that you struggle with? Is there a technique you struggle with? Is there a way you do things you're wondering if other people do it that way as well? Do you have a question about different kinds of decks or different kinds of cards? A reading you did that you didn't know how to handle? What do you want to know about tarot? This is all about the questions that you would ask a room full of tarot readers, right? And here's a great one. Can tarot connect to our relatives who have passed? Yes. 100% yes. Let's talk about how to do this. Let's talk about this. Go ahead and tag it if you have something to say. Tag it tarot mediumship or just mediumship. Have you used tarot to communicate with loved ones? Do you find that loved ones come through your reading unbidden? How do you do that? What I can say per bug is yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. And the more that you practice, the more it will happen. Notice if you do general readings that sometimes spirit is there. If you see the Empress and the person that you are reading for, their mother is deceased, you might get a feeling that this is their mother, and it might start to open up. You know, a couple of things can happen. Just working with the cards and seeing those cards can make you open to their messages, especially if you're naturally mediumistic. You can also direct your questions to them and pull cards and answer, and they will speak through the cards 100%. I have had some amazing experiences, and I do tarot mediumship as part of my work. So yes, 100% yes, let's hear from other people what they do. Okay. And I see a lot of good questions coming in, so thank you so much. Samantha, I was asked to do an exercise that is to summarize the suits by elements. So that's a great exercise. Do we want to talk about that? If you would like to talk about a certain suit, just label the suit and tell us what you think about it from its elemental perspective. For example, hashtag cups water. It's all about matters of the heart and what you feel and relationships, flow and fluidity. Hashtag pentacles, earth, all about resources. Hashtag wands, fire, all about what you do, what motivates you, your spirituality, your humor, your sexuality, your anger, everything that burns within you, your passion, your creativity. Hashtag swords, air, powers of the mind, your thoughts, your communication, your integrity. And that's why the suit of swords can be so brutal, because dishonesty sucks. Because we're often really hard on ourselves and our minds, and because the truth hurts. And not only does the truth hurt, but when people don't tell the truth, you know, that hurts too. Right? Okay, here's a tarot question from Dave. If you intuitively feel a certain message from a card, but you know that's not what the book says about the card, which do you go with? You know, sometimes I'll do both. I'll say, you know, intuitively, here's what I'm really getting from this. The classic interpretation of the card would be more like this. And I'll share both. And very often that leads to a conversation of how they're both correct. Best Rider-Waite deck. This is a good one. Okay, well, let's go back. Intuition versus book. Tag it intuition if you have something you'd like to say about Dave's question. If you feel a certain message from the card, but you know that's not what the book says about the card, what do you go with? Tag it intuition and tell us. Horse Van Dunn wants you to ring in on your best Waite deck. Husband is interested in learning which Waite deck is best. And I assume you mean literally which edition of the Waite images versus Waite clones or Waite inspired decks. Because that's really three things, right? Go ahead and tag this Waite decks and tell us what you think. So there's a number of decks that are images that are drawn by Pamela Coleman Smith and just colored differently or different sizes. You know, like the one I'm working with is Smith Waite Centennial is one I really like. I also really like the Universal Waite, which was recolored by Mary Hanson Roberts. Those are my two favorites. But then if you're talking about Waite clones, there's a bunch of those. I really like Hanson Roberts. It's a different, same person, but they're her own deck. I also like Robin Wood. I also really am liking Modern Witch. However, it's big and kind of hard to shuffle, so there's that. And it's very youthful. Not that that's a deterrent, but there it is. And then there's like Waite-inspired decks that, you know, sort of go off into the spectrum there. So, okay. See, here's what happens. I scroll and then I get lost, and that's how I miss questions. Okay. From Melanie, and Melanie, thank you so much for being a member of our channel. How do you deal with the unwelcome spirits? Some of my family is still too much for me to handle. So, hashtag unwelcome spirits, how do you deal with it? The question is, are they coming through to you, and in what way? And are they coming through when you work with tarot? Or are they coming into your dreams? Are they coming in other ways? What do you do? And I think what you have to do is say, I'm not ready for you. I am just not ready. Come back later. Come back another time. I'm not ready. I know that you have had healing already. I haven't. Give me time to heal. And I think you just have to very firmly tell them that. That's what I think. Okay, Disco Buddy, related to the mediumship question. Yes, I have a deck dedicated to it to try to keep them separate from spirit so I know where my info comes from. Very interesting. Moonlight Tarot, I guess it's dangerous invoking dead people without protection. So that's an interesting question. And I'd love to hear you ring in on that. Hashtag danger. What is the danger here? I mean, there could be spirit attachment. There are. And I think the key is in any reading, because spirit can come through in any reading, unbidden. You know, this is a gateway. Without a doubt. So I would say any reading you want to go in with clear protection. That's why it's so important to create sacred space, to do what I call good psychic hygiene. Not only is that to protect us from other people's energy, it's to protect us from all energies. Okay, from Claire C., and thank you for being a member of this channel, Claire. As regards mediumship, I put a card down for 3 different relatives for the responses to a situation. Each card reflected their personal style and personality. Irene, mediumship, yes. Here is a tarot question from Jenny Rayner. How do you prepare for giving a reading? Is there a good way to clear your mind? Man, you are right in there. Exactly what we're talking about. You know, this process of creating sacred space, of doing psychic protection. Hashtag prepare. And I'll tell you what I do. I do a very clear meditation, starting in the root chakra, sending energy down into the earth, connecting into the earth, feeling the earth, breathing the energy of the earth up, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, paying attention especially to the heart, to the throat, opening the third eye, out of the crown, connecting to spirit, and then bringing the energy around me to protect me, and stating the intention that I welcome help from all spirits who are here to be helpful. No others may find entrance here. Let's hear what you do. Hashtag prepare. Okay. So Chriswell likes Radiant Weight because of the nice bold colors, or Hanson Roberts. There's another vote for Hanson Roberts. Okay, Clumsy Clairvoyance. Thank you for being a member here, and thank you for your super sticker. Regarding the mediumship, the first thing I really like to do in doing a reading like this is to get into a meditative type state. I feel it enables to fully be open to this communication. Now, for me, that's all about the breath. Breathing is really the way in. How do you do it? How do you do it? Moonlight Tarot. Why do some people use tarot cards and spells? Like Tower for destruction or Lovers and reconciliation. Tarot magic is incredibly powerful. I would never use it for anything hurtful or negative, but for healing, for well-being, tarot magic is a wonderful thing. If you think about it, each card has an energy, right? And magic is really about like attracts like. So you have a card of a particular energy, you use it to draw that energy in. It's really that simple. If you have anything else about that, just tag it magic. Okay. Okay, from Disco Bunny, as regards the question about intuition. Sure, sometimes something in the art just stands out and you know what the message was, even if it wasn't the whole card traditional meaning. Right, exactly. Samantha, regarding weight decks. Is it easier to learn Marseille without the imagery than the weight and its pictures? I tend to read into the images. So, everyone has their own thing there, and Purbug asked the same question. Are there advantages to using a pip deck, which would be a Marseille deck? That's a personal choice. That's like saying, is there an advantage to purple over orange? It really, I prefer a deck with images. Just because, I guess that's because, I don't know why. Probably because it's what I started with. But I will say over time, I've learned so many different tarot images that whatever deck I'm working with, I think about all the different images of the card. I think about how different people have pictured it and how different people have written about it. And those different things come into my mind, which, I think is an intuitive process as well. So I don't, is there an advantage? I think people who like it would say so. But personal choice, man. Do you like the Toyota or the Nissan? Personal choice. Okay, Chriswell, regarding intuition, go with what you feel. Sometimes a symbol jumps out like the King of Wands pet salamander, right? Right? And Clumsy Clairvoyance, as regarding preparing for a reading. There are many options for clearing your mind before a reading. One of my favorite things to do is to take 2 to 3 deep breaths in my nose and out my mouth, a circular breath. Yes. As I do this, I'm quieting my mind and releasing outside energy and influence. Yes. That is perfect. Betty Fleischer, do you have any tarot decks that really gave you a bad vibe? Mine was Vampire Tarot. Images were awful. So I love that. Hashtag decks you hate. And no disrespect to anyone who uses any of those decks or to the artists themselves. There is a deck for everyone. And I'll tell you, and I know some people are using it here tonight, Dark Mansions. I do not like Dark Mansions. Those spindly little legs drive me crazy. Do not like them. I have the same problem with Paulina Cassidy's Joy de Vivre tarot. Bulbous, spindly, blah, blah. I don't like it. You know what else I don't like? It's such a popular deck. Everyone loves it. Deviant Moon. For the same reason, man. Creepy images. But that's just me. I recognize these are great decks, and some people really, really, really love them. And some people really hate the decks that I love. So, what are you going to do? Okay, Clumsy Clairvoyance, thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get some applause for that. Totally appreciate your support. Okay, and Chris will suggest that to read with Marseille or a pip deck requires being strong in numerology. I would argue that any tarot requires being strong in numerology, just because it's such an important part of it. Okay. From Dave, regarding danger, always use protection. We had talked before about oral hygiene, AURAL hygiene. You can always trust Dave for a really good pun and good naming of things. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, Chriswell does not like the original weight. Okay. Dave, regarding danger, white light protection, all light workers should be using that. Okay. Moonlight Tarot, to prepare, I burn incense, dragon's blood, got it? Or taking a spiritual bath to cleanse your energy. Yeah. I like dragon's blood, but I have to say, for me, I only use it when when I know I'm going up against something intense. It's like, if I'm just sort of clearing energy in general, I'll probably use something a little more floral. I'll use copal and dragon's blood when I know I'm dealing with something heavy. That's how I do it. Everyone has their own way. Criswell, it's an herb. Seriously. Oh, this is a good one from Santiago. I recently bought many tarot and oracle decks, yeah, didn't we all? It's an addiction, but it's an addiction I feel perfectly happy having and fostering in others. Let me enable your addiction for sure. But question, how do you decide which deck to use in readings or for what kind of readings? There's the question. Anyone? #decide. Which deck do you use? So I usually have a workhorse deck or a couple of workhorse decks. Like right now, my primary workhorses are this Smith-Waite and also Spiral. But another deck may call to me. But, I have, of the more than 150 decks I have the decks that are what I feel like appropriate for client readings. Now, what's appropriate for a client reading? I have to be able to shuffle it. Okay, I just got True Black. What a beautiful deck. It's not too bad. I could shuffle this one. That's okay. I could do that. You know what? It was Modern Witch. Modern Witch has such good card stock, and it's so big it's hard to shuffle. And so I would use it much more if it came in a smaller version, because my hands are small. And I like to shuffle a lot. And, Spiral Tarot is one of my favorite decks, and I don't even love the images that much, but it's so easy to shuffle. And for me, the shuffle is the thing. That's how I connect to my cards. That's how I randomize them. That's where the magic comes from for me. And so I got to be able to give a good shuffle or I'm not interested. And that's me. I'd love to hear what other people have to say about that. Claire C., decks I hate. The Jungian deck, too intellectual, pretentious, and confusing. That's awesome. Yolanda, so glad you're learning. Thanks for becoming a member. Clumsy Clairvoyance, decks I hate. Modern Witch Tarot. Here you go. Focus some hate right on this bad boy. I know a lot of people like this deck. My issue is more with the card quality. Yes, same. They are way too glossy and can't handle them, and that's a no-go for me. Agreed. And as regards choosing from Criswell, I give my querent 3 decks to choose and go with the one that speaks to them. Usually it's 3 different weight styles. Samantha, I've never heard of cleansing your energy. Can you explain? Okay, what do you mean by cleansing your energy? Go ahead, #cleansing. It can just be breathing. It can be literally like going in the shower and washing it off. It can be shaking it off your hands. It can be using incense, or a kyanite comb is one of my favorites, or selenite, so a stone to cleanse your aura, to think about the stuff that gets caught in your aura and you want to get rid of it. And that's helpful for your own emotional and psychic well-being as well as for giving readings. Anyone else have another take on that? Go ahead. Kim Morris, how to decide? That's been my question. Just been experimenting to see how they feel. I hear you. Okay, so Criswell is an example of the 3 decks he might give to choose: Urban, Hanson Roberts, and Cat People. Got it. Betty Flesher, sex magic is probably not an appropriate deck for clients. Depends which clients. And thank you so much for a very generous super sticker from Moonlight Tarot. I appreciate you so much. Clumsy Clairvoyance. Clearing your energy. Yes, you can clear yourself with white sage, which is more go-to, also Palo Santo. And water is also a fantastic clearer. And also Florida water, right? All that. Von Ray agrees with me. If the cards are too big, they're hard to shuffle. Disco Bunny, regarding cleansing. Remember cooties when you were a kid? Clean them off by using your imagination. Clumsy Clairvoyance, regarding clearing. Yes, selenite is an amazing crystal for this. It removes negativity and doesn't need to be cleansed or charged ever, right? Yeah, different stones. So there's all kinds of things. I even like just a sweet incense, a jasmine or a flowery incense. I'm an old hippie. I love patchouli. I'm an old witch. I love frankincense and myrrh. Any of that stuff. Absolutely. So we are in the final moments. So here's more love and gratitude for the super chats, the super stickers, and all the members, especially the new members. Really, really appreciate it. So I will be back Thursday at noon with your Tarot Topics newsletter recap. The lives that are typically on Friday, Saturday, and Monday, they'll happen at some point, sometime. Look for pop-ups and look for pop-ups throughout the week. Members, look for new videos just for you. What is the next thing that we have? Well, let's see. Of course, our Zoom class, you need a ticket for that. Fearless Wisdom Tarot Workshop. We are going to take the cards you hate, the cards you're afraid of, and we're going to teach you to love them. It's a 2-hour class on Zoom. It's June 24th, 7 p.m. All you need to do is go to my website to sign up, christianagaudet.com or tarotbychristiana.com. While you are there, you can sign up for my newsletter. You can also make an appointment for a reading. In these last few moments, please drop your shameless self-promotion. Let us know your YouTube channel, your Insta handle, your website, your blog post, anything you want to share. Go ahead. Let's support each other. Let's connect with each other. And let me see what our next YouTube thing is. It is Saturday, June 19th, 10:30 a.m. And this is not our next live readings. This is our next class or meeting, right? So Saturday, June 19th, 10:30 a.m., comprehensive tarot spreads. We're going to be working with the Celtic Cross, the Seven Sisters, the Astrology Wheel. It's a free class, open to all, hour-long, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday the 19th. Okay. For those of you, Kim, Samantha, those of you I'm going to see in the Tampa Bay area, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. Those of you who are local, remember, my office is now open. You can come in for readings if you like. Would love to see you. And we will be doing an in-person meetup in Palm City in July. More details on that coming up. How do I like Light Seers Tarot? One of my very favorites. My kids gave me this for the holiday gift-giving season. And I love it with all of my heart. It's a little big. It's a little hard to shuffle. But I love it with all my heart and could not recommend it any more highly. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. I want to thank you all for being here. If you're not a member, please do consider becoming a member. If you have not subscribed, please do. Really appreciate you, appreciate the whole community. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Do catch me here Thursday at noon, and forgive me for not keeping our normal schedule on Friday, Saturday, and Monday, but I will be back the following week as per normal. Friends, really appreciate you. Have a great day. Have a great week. I will look forward to seeing you soon.